Go Get It Nation. What's going on, everybody? It is time to strap in, to hang on and raise the bar. Let's change the game and let's get to work. Stay tuned for the all-new Go Get It Live 2.0 coming at you right after this. Yo, what's going on? It's Go Get It Live 2.0. Hope you're enjoying the upgrade so far. Hey, don't forget to hit that share button right now. We got lots of Go Get It gospel that we need to be spreading. Some of you guys are joining me live. Thank you very much. For the folks that can't, or the folks that are going to join us later, hit that share button so we can get out the information, everybody. Now listen, in addition to answering your questions today, we're going to do our town hall style Q&A about marketing and branding and social media and all that cool stuff. But we're going to have a special segment where we're going to put to bed the question of, what do I post? How do I post? And by the time you're done watching this, you're going to have a Go Get It game plan to create over 150 online messages per month. Let's go get it. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to Go Get It Live 2.0. Hope you enjoyed the cool countdown video. We got the wide shot with the second camera now. We've got that little intro video. We got this lower third right about there. It takes you right to my coaching page. Check it out if you haven't already. And we got the, oh yeah, it's right there. There it is. The little Go Get It Live logo on the top corner of the screen there. Now, a couple of things. Let me remind you once again, please, whether you're joining me live, and so many of you guys have joined me live so far, thank you so much. Please hit that share button. Let your friends, let your colleagues, let your peers know that you are participating and a member of Go Get It Nation. Let them know that you're going to be getting some really cool knowledge that's going to help you market your business and take it to the next level. And even for those who are checking it out on the replay, hit that share button. I'd really appreciate it. And let's go beyond the bells and whistles. Okay, we made some upgrades. There's more to come. I hope you thought those were cool. I'm going to have a moment, a little segment here. We're going to answer all of your questions, and we're going to answer. And we're also going to really tackle the age-old question that I just get all the time from clients, from leads, from colleagues. It's like, man, what the heck do I post? How do I post? You know, Corey, I see you posting all of this content so much. I mean, I think today was like 20 posts just alone. I'm nowhere in the Gary V zone, but I post a lot, but there's a system to it. And if you stick with me, and if you stick with us till the end of this, there is going to be a step-by-step process to develop your Go Get It game plan. And if you follow the steps I'm going to give you, I'm telling you, you're going to be able to generate up to 150 online messages per month. Now, keep in mind, my clients, members of the Go Get It Express, who I see are on right now, I see many names, as I'm going to be doing some shout outs here in a second. All you guys know that it's not a quick fix. It's not easy. I'm not going to be presenting to you guys a magic bullet. Posting content is tough. Takes a lot of hard work. Takes a lot of drudgery. But I'm going to give you a tool. I'm going to present to you a system that's hopefully going to lighten the load a little bit. Let me just get organized here, and let's give shout outs to a few of my peeps here. Let's roll through who has jumped on. Matt Rawlings, Energy VO. Yeah, let's knock it out. We're definitely going to be knocking it out. No worries. Vivi Kulig from Vivi VO. Let's go get it. Yeah, we're going to go get it, Vivi. Thank you so much for jumping on. I appreciate you. And Matt, I appreciate you digging the pre-show tunes. Shane Graham, my man. Boom. Right back at you, my friend. Matt Eakins, my brother from across the pond in the UK. And he's with us, and he's prepared. I'm glad. Charlie's in the house. Love you, Charlie. Thanks for jumping on board and joining us. Melissa Del Toro. Hey, Purple Heart and all, using her Emojo logo to the finest in the comments. Thank you so much. John Grimes. Is this rated E for excellent? I hope so. You'll let me know. Mitch, we just talked today. Mitch is a new member of Go Get It Nation. And we're going to be working with Miracle Mitch coming up real soon here. John Duffin, longtime friend, client. Love you, buddy. Thank you for jumping on and supporting Go Get It Nation. Derek Dorsey, turn up the bass. Holy moly. This guy's like Lennox Lewis behind the microphone. He is tough. Love working with Derek. Marcus Harrietha. Thanks, Mark. What's up, buddy? Thanks for jumping on. Oh, I know that name. Elaine Dissin. I might be related to her, and she might be sitting 2 floors downstairs. Thanks for keeping the dog quiet, hon. I appreciate it. Jeff Zapp, get some. Yeah, let's get some. David from Veteran VO on the Go Get It Express. And John says we're rated E for exceptional. Thanks so much, brother. I'm trying real hard here. So, look, I appreciate all you guys who are joining me here live. I can't thank you enough. Just a reminder, hey, Leo Paul jumping on here with us. The mayor of voiceover. Wait till you get a load of Leo. Leo's new on the Express too, but we're going to be kicking it big time with Leo here soon too. Whether you're here live, and I appreciate that, or you're watching this on the replay, please let me remind you, and forgive me if I remind you too much during this show, to share this show. Let's get the Go Get It gospel out and about. There's lots of important information, lots of motivation, lots of marketing advice that we need to be sharing with everyone, okay? Not just the people who are officially on board. So, hey, I'm going to open up the floor here to any particular questions. Paul Matthews, what's up, Paul? How you doing, pal? Thanks for joining me. If anybody wants to jump on with a question now, this is a great time. The floor is open. I can certainly get to my lengthy agenda, but I want to make sure if anyone has any specific questions. Yeah, Matt says there are a huge amount of Go Get It alums showing up. That's for darn sure. I appreciate that. I'm trying to keep up with most of the comments. Forgive me. So of everyone on this, does anybody have any questions that they need me to tackle before we get to my good stuff? And we'll open up the floor again to questions after the Go Get It game plan discussion as well. I don't see any questions right now. Yes, Melissa, we do show up, and she does the bicep curl emoji. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Well, for those of you quiet right now with the questions, let's get down to business, shall we? Ooh, Vivi, thank you. How different should our posts be on the different platforms? That is an excellent question, and I'm going to give you an abbreviated answer right now to that because there is a because there is a portion of that we're going to cover in the Go Get It game plan. But I am okay with your posts not being different. I look at the social media platforms as syndication channels. Just like back in the day, if you, at one point you could watch Seinfeld live on NBC, but then the following day in the afternoon you catch it on Fox syndicated. It's okay to run the same content on the same platforms. Now, keep in mind, there is some content that might be more Facebook or Instagram or Twitter friendly, which tends to lean more personal versus professional that you might not put on LinkedIn. So keep that in mind. But for the most part, I see them as all interchangeable. The one thing you generally don't see for me on my social feed is I try to keep the posts about the family stuff, about my son playing ball or hanging out with my wife, that type of stuff. That generally sticks to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we try to keep LinkedIn a little more business-like. And David's asked, where is the magic bullet? So it's not a magic bullet, but we're going to talk about establishing your Go Get It game plan right now. Just a reminder, hey, let's not forget to share this sucker. Share this live event. We're only 12 minutes in. We got plenty of things to discuss. So let's dive right in to the Go Get It game plan. Vivi also asks, could you also talk about the Instagram post stories, IGTV live, and their primary audience and target? All three of those are going to be encompassed in the Go Get It game plan. But in a nutshell, IGTV is really for longer video posts, longer than 59 seconds. That's where you want to put those posts. Instagram are either static posts or video posts 59 seconds or under. And stories can either be slides or pictures, or they can be short videos. You're generally allowed 15 seconds before you get that brief interruption, that little break. I've seen some 2-minute videos done that way where you get that little blip, that little speed bump in the middle. That's fine, and I've done all the above. So here we go, the Go Get It game plan. Now, we're not going to dive too much into what exact topics should I be posting about. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Marcus, I'm going to hang on to your questions here, brother. I'm going to just finish up this Go Get It game plan discussion, and we'll come back to the questions just while I got started on it. So rather than trying to delve into what exact topics to post about, I want to try to give you the system of once you have a topic or even creating a couple of simple topics, how you can generate many posts off that. So, you know what? Because I'm getting so bombarded with questions, let me hit these two real quick from Mark Harry FM1 from Charlie. So Mark says, what would you recommend in terms of timeline to reuse posts? I would say that would all depend on the platform. LinkedIn tends to have a longer shelf life. Your posts kind of bounce around like a pinball, and they'll last in cyberspace a little longer. Instagram and Twitter, you could probably recycle that post after a few days or a week, even if you're trying to make a particular point. And Facebook, maybe after 2 or 3 weeks. That's probably the best thing I can recommend for that. And Charlie says, do you use story posts differently in your marketing than you would use regular posts, and how? The way I use story posts, I kind of look at them as like a weekend review or as a rebroadcast of a post. So if you notice, every Thursday I do a campaign called the Knockout Network. And this is where we pay particular attention and shine the spotlight on someone, a Go Get It alumni who's had a lot of success, and they're telling their story and they're giving a case study. And you're welcome, Mark, by the way. And I've accumulated many of these. And if you notice, every Thursday, late morning, after the newest Knockout Network post goes up, I'll do a retrospective of all the ones prior. And it really hammers home a message. You'd be surprised. You get hundreds of views on each one. So if you do 15 of those and you get 100 views of each one, you're getting 1,500 views rapid fire all in like a day, which is awesome. And you could also, a lot of times what I'll do is you can post something in the morning on Instagram and then maybe later in the afternoon, kick it up to your story. That way it lives on there for 24 hours and it's kind of a great bridge until you post the next post on the next day. Melissa says she's interested in building an email list. And how do I think that should be happening? Well, I think your email list and your social media prospecting kind of work hand in hand. And one should feed the other. If you're trying to build your email list, you're prospecting, hopefully on LinkedIn. It's a great place. And because you're able to follow companies, identify employees, get names, find out their exact positions, and then you can accumulate, you can get them as connections, get their email addresses, and then you can start accumulating that list that way. And you could go old school, Melissa. You can Google. It takes a little longer, where you can jump on websites and maybe you're going to bounce into some generic email addresses. But for my prospecting, I use LinkedIn a lot to collect email addresses. And another way you can do it is to set up a sales funnel. And what a sales funnel is, that works with your website. You ever been on a website where it's on my website? You jump on, you get a pop-up that says, hey, enter in your email address to get this bonus list or XYZ. I mean, you can get a tip sheet. You get some kind of tip sheet, but someone's entering in an email address, and that website is capturing that email address for you. So that's a good way to do that on autopilot. You just have to have something to offer for free before you can get someone to register. Maybe it's even subscribing to your newsletter. If they subscribe to your newsletter, not only will they get the newsletter, they're also opting into your email list at the same time. So I hope that information is helpful, Melissa, for building your email list. There you go. She said that her's not converting from the website because she doesn't have an offer or tip sheet. So work on that tip sheet. Maybe shoot me a message and see if I can help you put something like that together. So if there aren't any other questions, I'm happy to take more if anyone has them. Don't forget to share this. We got a pretty cool, nice-sized audience so far. Plenty more to share. But let's talk about the Go Get It game plan. The Go Get It game plan is going to focus more on the mechanics of how to post versus developing the topics to post. So diving right in is a series of steps. Step one. Keep in mind here, step one, what I want you to do is I want you to record a video, a vlog. Now that, it's easier than you think. People are like, man, I don't like watching myself on video. I don't know what to say. Pick a subject. Give some tips. You could share a story. You could talk about a particular hack that you use on a website. It could be some Chrome extension. You can give an opinion about a particular topic. I know the rate issue's hot. Pay-to-plays are hot. There's all kind of things you could be talking about. And John, hey, I saw your question, by the way, and I'm going to address that with you here shortly. But getting back to developing a video, if you're developing a video, you want to either share a story, talk about a production hack, maybe you got a beef, whatever it is, think of something that you can riff on. Not necessarily read a script, but you can share your opinion, your tips. You can even, entertain for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and record that video. That's step one. Record that video. It's the most important step you can do is to come up with this video, okay? And then when the video is done being recorded, give it a little bit of, I don't want to say production flair, but make it nicey nice. Pop it into iMovie. Overlay your logo on it. Maybe you're using Headliner or WeVideo. Keep in mind, those are 3 video tools that you should have at least one of them in your arsenal if you're going to be adding video into your social content production mix. So record that video, sweeten it up a little bit visually in one of those production tools. And then step 2, I want you to take that video and I want you to transcribe it. You know, you can either run it through some app that'll transcribe it. You're generally going to have to edit it anyway because it never comes back exactly how you upload it. But I want you to transcribe it verbatim. After you transcribe it verbatim, you want to go in there and dot your I's, cross your T's, make sure you got your periods, and make your 5th grade English teacher happy. Make it look coherent. Get your grammar all, set. Make sure all your spelling is good. A little spell check action. And then what do you have after you transcribed this article? You have a blog. After you transcribe that video, you have a blog ready to go that you can post on your website, which, by the way, kind of helps with your SEO too. So now you have a video on a topic, and then you have a blog on the same topic. Third thing, step 3, what I want you to do is I want you to strip the audio from the video. Strip the audio from the video. And there's a couple of cool tools, very simple, free tools you can use to do that. QuickTime has a very easy way to do it. I think it's just you go up into the menu and hit export audio only. Or you can go find a YouTube to MP3 converter or an MP4 to MP3 converter. You want to get an audio file of that video, of you talking your voiceover from that video. And what does that voiceover become? Guess what, guys? You're now a podcaster. That audio is a podcast. Done. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to plan for it. You don't have to do anything special. The podcast programming is done. You got to repurpose the audio from that video. I see so many great videos. Where, hey, Melissa, by the way, it's Headliner, iMovie, or WeVideo is another app. But I see so many great videos that die on the vine because they put the video out and it runs for the week. They get their views, they get their likes and get their comments, and that's it. Well, why aren't you repackaging that audio as a podcast? And by the way, to do a podcast is free too. If you're podcasting now, or someone is telling you, hey, you should do a podcast and here's how you do it, and they tell you it costs something to podcast, here's what I want you to do. I want you to run. Run. Podcasts are free. You can do a podcast for free. Go to anchor.fm. That's another tool you can use. I hope you guys are earmarking these tools I've been talking about beyond the Go Get It game plan, iMovie, Headliner, WeMovie, QuickTime, YouTube to MP3 converters, MP4 to MP3 converters. You can literally Google that. It's right there. Anchor.fm. John says export audio. Please tell me more. If you have a Mac, John, I know you do. Open up your video file in QuickTime, and then in QuickTime, hit export to audio. You'll see it. Export to audio, audio only, and it'll drop an M4A file on your desktop that you can load into iMovie or whatever else, or GarageBand. Really easy peasy. So back to the podcast. Anchor.fm, 100% free hosting and distribution to all the major podcast platforms. Don't let anybody tell you different, that podcasts cost to be hosted or sent to iTunes or Google Play or Spotify or Stitcher or any of those. I've done, 40, 50 podcasts by now. Every single one of them are hosted on Anchor, and I haven't paid a penny for them. So jump on Anchor, set up an account, and you have an instant podcast when you rip the audio from your video content. So to review, you can make a video, right? Number 1. Number 2, you got a blog. okay, which is a transcription of the video, and then you rip the audio from the video and you have a podcast. You're not done yet, okay? We're only going through the first 3 steps. Step 4, I want you to go through that transcript and I want you to find 2 impactful quotes. Could be a short sentence, could be a short phrase. I guarantee you say at least 2 things that have an impact, that are cool, that are sexy, that it's go get it, or it's, what did I just did a post on, don't want it to happen, will it to happen. Well, that's because I wrote that down in an article some time ago. I pulled that from there. So pull 2 impactful quotes, the text, and I want you to take that text and I want you to create a couple branded graphics. Now, what can you use to make branded graphics? Get ready. Here comes 2 more tools. Write these down, guys. Number 1, Adobe Spark. Adobe Spark is like Photoshop for dummies. And this big dummy uses Adobe Spark for 95% of the graphics you see on my feeds. It's very user-friendly. You can overlay logos. You can change colors. There's icons and stock photos and all cool things on there, and it's like $9 a month. It's like next to nothing, and you can create really professional quality social media graphics. Or a great complement is Canva. So I want you to take that text, that line of text, I want you to drop it into Spark, I want you to drop it into Canva, and I want you to pair that with your company logo and or your company fonts and or your company colors, and maybe you add in a relevant stock photo. Matt Eakins, by the way, says GIMP is another graphic design tool that's 100% free. Thank you for contributing that, Matt. I appreciate it. So when you're putting these graphics together in one of these programs and you're using your company logo, fonts, and colors to keep your branding consistent, you can add a relevant stock photo, or here comes step 5. Get ready. I want you to take that video, go back to step 1, go look at your video and grab a still frame, a screenshot of you talking. Pick one that's the most flattering of the bunch. Make that decision and pick one. Jim Cooper ads or Pixelmator is great too. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Grab a still frame from the video and you can add that to your branded graphics. Now, once you complete these 5 steps, and the 5 steps again: video, blog, rip the audio for a podcast, pull 2 quotes for graphics, and grab a screenshot from the video. Once you completed those 5 things, that's when the fun really begins. Listen up. This is where it gets important. On day 1, doesn't have to be Monday, but on whatever the first day you start this with, because it is a 7-day process. But let's assume day 1 is Monday, but whatever it is. So if you're on day 1, take the screenshot of you that you pulled, put your logo on it as an overlay, and create some text to tease what's coming up next. Okay? Tomorrow or Wednesday or in a couple of days, I'm going to be posting about this and give a little, it's almost like your own private movie trailer, your own private coming attractions. Who knew that you could create another post from a future post that hasn't even aired yet? So make a little teaser post. I did like 78 of them today, just as an example. So make a teaser post, and that teaser post you can put on LinkedIn, you can put on Instagram, you can put on your Facebook business page, you could share it on your Facebook personal page, you can tweet it, you could put it on your Instagram story, and you could put it on your Facebook story. So just from that one little screenshot, day one already creates 7 posts. 7 posts in one day right there. Okay? And that kind of answers one of the questions we had earlier of using the same content over and over. Spit it out, get it on all of those platforms. You don't know what the consumption habits are of the people that follow you. You don't know when they look at Instagram, when they're checking out LinkedIn. Are they, on their phone during their coffee break looking at Facebook, whatever it is. But when they do, you want to set it up so that they bump into you. That's why you want to be, what I say, ever present. You want to be ever present. So we got through day one. Okay, day two. Day two is where you post that master video. That video you took care of on day one. Put it up on LinkedIn. Put it up on Instagram if it's 59 seconds or less. Put it up on IGTV if it's a minute or more. If you put it on IGTV, it will automatically load a preview version in your Instagram feed, Charlie. I remember you asking me that. So LinkedIn, Instagram, put it on your Facebook biz page. Share it on your Facebook personal page. Tweet it. Put it on your Instagram story. Put it on your Facebook story. That's 7 more posts. You're up to 14 posts. And we didn't even count that you could be housing that video file on YouTube and or Vimeo and or your website. So really you could have up to 17 posts. But let's just stick with a minimum of 14. Day 3. Okay? We're going to go grab that blog. You typed the blog, you edited the blog, you put the blog on your website, hopefully. Now I want you to share that blog article, that blog link on all of the platforms. That's 7 more posts. You're up to 21. Day 4. Guess what it's time for? It's time for that podcast, that free podcast you created instantly. You want to do a post sharing the podcast on all 7 platforms like I just explained. You're up to 28. Day 5, you made those 2 quote graphics, right? Take the first one, blast it out on all 7 channels. Day 6, quote number 2, blast that out on all 7 channels. And amazingly, you're up to 42 posts. 42 posts from one video idea. Think of one video idea. If I told you could come up with one video idea to make 42 posts, I think that's a fair trade. I think you might want to try to do that. So we went through 6 days here. Day 7, it's like on the 7th day, God rested, same difference. Not rest, but that's the day to come up with your idea for your next video. So every day you're creating content. If you create this activity, you do this activity each day, each week, just by doing the simple math, 4 weeks, 42 posts. If I'm not the best math student, but that's about 168 posts a month. I told you over 150 leading up to this. I mean, that's the kind of content volume that you need to be ever present, that you need to be top of mind. Like I said, you need to make it tough for folks not to bump into you. Now, I know what you're saying. Oh my God, I can't post that much. That's a lot of stuff, Corey. That's 168 posts. There's no way I can do that. I got a day job. I got to watch the kids. I got to help with school because we're on lockdown, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. There's 24 hours in the day. Use every one of them, number one. And number two, even if you do a fraction of what I'm recommending, I'll bet for most of you that's going to multiply your current content output anyway. So even if you do half or 30% of what I'm telling you, I mean 30% of 168 is about 50 posts. 50 posts a week, that's 200 a month. You guys can do this. It's all about what you want to put in there. Now, I know I rambled pretty quick and I mowed through that stuff. Now here's where things get cool, I hope, is that I created this cool little Go Get It game plan right here, a worksheet for you to use. All you have to do is send me a direct message. You can shoot me a comment here and say, send it to me. Put your email address in there, or I'll send it to you through Facebook, however you want to do it. As long as you tell me you want that, I will send you a PDF. I will send you a PDF, and you can print one out each week, and you can literally check off as you go. You can check, record a vlog. You can check, transcribe the video. You can check, strip the audio. And it's got this cool little chart at the bottom for all the platforms and all the posts. You can check them off as you go. It's real tough to forget doing that way. Okay, Mark, I will definitely send that to you. And Vivi, you are welcome. I'm going to take a little brief moment here to review some of these comments and questions. And remember, please share this. I'm going to mow through here. Let me see here. Bear with me. So John McBride, I promise you I'd get back to your question. You noticed in the title of the weekly updates, Knockout Network, the podcast punches, etc. Is this to create a soundbite in people's mind to make it easily remembered? Absolutely. Anytime you can use the language to fit in your brand lexicon, you want to be able to do that. I just saw, John Duffin, who's on here with us. He does Finish Line Fridays. That totally fits into his running your voiceovers to the finish, or Workout Wednesdays. He does that. I know Heather Foster, the Merlot of VO, she just did something called Vintage Heather, which is a perfect title. Fits right in with her branding. And by the way, these are all things I assist with once you're officially on board. But the answer to your question is yes. If you can create your own branding vocabulary, your own branding lexicon, making sure that it fits with your brand, your image, you definitely want to go for that. And Matt says, what are thoughts on offering a discount on your pop-up? Enter your email for 5% off on your next project. Matt, I'm going to tell you not to do that, and here's why. I would rather you give something away that's not a voiceover for free than to take money off on voiceover you're providing. Think of maybe it's a tip on 5 ways to format your script better, for example. Something like that would help someone ordering from you. Or 5 different ways to deliver audio, for example. Paul says, any tips or strategy to get backlinks to your site? I mean, getting backlinks to your site is a very old school SEO strategy that takes a lot of time and a lot of money. It takes months and months and months and months to develop all of those backlinks on your site so that you get a lot of that traffic directing, people to it. And I say that to you as, the Corey Dissin companies as they're formatted now with the coaching program and Go Get It and all that kind of stuff, Paul, has been around for about 2 years. I'm just starting to tickle SEO, just starting. And that's because I have a budget to do it now, because it could be several hundred to over, thousands of dollars a month to be able to do that. Jim says his 5th grade teacher was never happy. Yeah, and my mother was a teacher too, so I had double trouble there, Jim. Thanks, John, about the blog idea. And let's see here. Let's get some more questions here. Melissa, thank you. I'm trying to deliver shiny, shiny gold. I appreciate you acknowledging that. Melissa is thumbs up for Canva. We talked about GIMP or Pixelmator. Thanks, Jim Cooper. Let's see here. So Melissa asked about Hootsuite or Planoly. I mean, as far as having a system to schedule posts, or Hootsuite even ventures into the CRM world, whatever works best for you. I'm still old school, pencil and paper with a lot of things. I have some things that work in the background, but everything that I post is done manually. And I do like how Melissa said she got 2 clients in the last 2 weeks from LinkedIn from doing, LinkedIn only, no direct marketing. Yay! I love to hear that, Melissa. Yes, and that's true. All right, so let's check it out here. Greg, thanks for jumping on board. Give me a little shout out here. We're going to send it to Leo and Charlie and Melissa. Heather, what's up? Thanks for joining us. Jeff, I'll send it to you as well. Let's see here. Heather contributes with her Emojo logo. Thank you. And you are welcome, John McBride. And Vivi, I can't wait to see Vivipedia. That's part of her brand lexicon. Wait till you see that. That's going to be tough, man. I can't wait. What else do we got here? Lance will send that to you. Mark, it's coming over to you as well. It'll probably take me a little while to filter through all the requests. If you can, real quick, take a few minutes. If you could share this one more time if you haven't already. I really appreciate that. Any other questions before we get ramped up here? We've had a solid 40 minutes. Had a ton of fun. I appreciate all of the comments and all of the questions. And I'll probably be jumping on post-game to communicate with each one of you. By the way, Lance Huff is with us. Lance, thanks for joining us, my friend. Let me see if there's anybody else I didn't give a shout-out to. Mark Russick. Mark, what's going on? You and me are chatting tomorrow, brother. Can't wait to talk to you. We said Leo, Jeff Zapp. Man, if anybody hasn't heard Jeff Zapp's voice yet, you need to go to his website at jeffzappvoiceovers.com. He is smooth, man. He's got it going on. We talked to Paul and Charlie and Leo. Last call for questions. Oh, I'm not going to leave out John Duffin. Of course, man. We'll get you, John, we'll get you that worksheet. Derek, I will get you a PDF, no problem. So let's see. Marco, what's going on? So there's a question about Zio. You can clue. I don't know about Zio, but I sure would like to learn more. Maybe you can shoot me a message and learn me a little bit. I think at this point, we're probably going to call it. We're going to wrap it up here. I think this was a great broadcast. I appreciate all of you guys for hanging in there. Stay tuned. I will be getting you your Go Get It game plan worksheets here shortly. Oh, before I do that, Matt has another question. Can I talk a little more about sweetening the video? So, I mean, we're not asking you to be Steven Spielberg here, Matt. All you need to do is go into iMovie, which is what I use a lot. And iMovie allows you to make simple edits. It allows you to add music. It allows you to add overlay graphics. And there is a way to pop your logo in there. As long as it has a transparent background, you can overlay your logo over footage. It just takes a little practice. I mean, I'm still learning on iMovie. It's a really good basic video editing program. You want to make sure to not just have the raw video. That was my point. You want to make sure to trim up the edges. You don't want to see your finger going to hit the stop button. You don't want to have that in there. You want maybe a little music is great. If you can put your logo in the corner, kind of like how I have it here on the feed. You want to be able to have your branding seen or shown as much as possible. And that video is a great opportunity to do that. Mark says all of his audio sneak peeks are in iMovie, and I know John Duffin uses iMovie very well, and he's even got subtitles going on, and he's got his logo overlaid. He's killing it. Jim Cooper's using iMovie. I mean, if you have a Mac and you're not using iMovie, you might as well just chop your leg off. You're really hurting yourself. iMovie is a free tool. David uses iMovie. And Matt, you are welcome. So the moral of the story is use the low to no cost tools that are out there. Because remember, I'm teaching all of you guys to not just be voice talent that are marketing yourselves. I'm teaching you guys to be production companies, media networks that happen to provide voiceover as a service. It's a big deal. So if you can record and edit video, if you can strip audio off a video file and make a podcast, if you can create branded graphics in Canva or Spark, all those things are going to help you be a better content marketer. It's going to help you get noticed. It's going to help you create attention, and it's going to help you get remembered. So take it to the next level with your content production. Hey, Mike Carnes, late to the party. Well, hey, he had to finish mowing his lawn. I can respect that. I hope everything is even. I hope you edged it well. And I know you're probably sitting on the porch with a cold one and a cigar, I'm sure. Um, Enjoy, but I thank you for joining us here at the end of the show. Oh, let's see. John McBride says, one feature I use is Windows Movie Maker. Fine, great. There you go, John. I mean, it's he's even learned it how to use to make movie cartoons combined with Windows Paint. I'd like to see one of those. You ought to send me one, John. I'll be interested to check one of those out. Mike Karn says, haha, soon. I know you too well, my friend. I know you too well. Just make sure it's an expensive one today. Maybe that cigar should be an expensive one. So I'm going to try to do this, guys, minimally once every other week. But if I can do it once a week, I'm going to try to go live and share information. And I want to encourage you guys to use this as another sort of round table where you guys can not only get some information that I'm going to share from my experience and when I'm teaching my clients, but also to communicate with each other in the comment stream. So with that, my friends, I'm going to wish you well. Thank you so much for joining us on Go Get It Live 2.0. I hope you enjoyed all the upgrades. And you know what we say at the end of every segment, huh? Go get it.